Hello, and thank you for joining us for Purge the Serpentholds. This is session 2. Um, it is called Watchers in the Woods. You'll find out why later. Uh, I am Corinne of Roll the Roll. I'm also known as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter. Before we jump into a recap, I have a few announcements to make. First off, I would like to thank Ryan at the Simulcray on Twitter for the theme song he created. You would have heard it just now and then last session as well. I will be linking him in the chat. Boop. And then he currently has open commission slots, so hit him up if you need a song. He was fantastic to work with, and he is a great guy, and I currently see him in the chat right now, so be flattered. Secondly, I would like to thank my good friend Victor, who designs the assets that we used in session 1. He created all the parts to Nervous Nellie's Pub, and he also created custom tokens for Nell and the other bartender Tyrion. He designed the camp map that our crew is currently on, so you'll see that when we go to the map screen. And he's just an all around fantastic asset artist. You can find him as at VicNadell02 on Twitter. And then I will be including a link to that and his marketplace link on Roll20 as well. Boop, there it is. Finally, I'd like to thank the Onyx Path for inviting us to run this show. If you haven't picked up the Scarred Lands Player's Guide yet, I can't recommend it enough. I've linked the physical and PDF versions in the chat as of right now. And if you're looking for some of the newer content that we've been using, I recommend checking out Yugman's Guide to Gelspad. Part 1 is out now, and there is more good stuff to come. I've provided a link in the chat, so check that out. Put it in right now. Boop. And then that second link in there that's just under that is if you're interested in playtesting new content, that link has you covered. That is where they post new playtests. So take a look if you have the time. Finally, Onyx Path has a lot of very cool stuff in the works, including a Hunter the Vigil 2nd Edition for Chronicles of Darkness Kickstarter. With 18 days left, they have smashed through their initial goal and are currently funding towards additional stretch goals. There is less than $300 needed to fund the most recent stretch, which adds an additional PDF bundle of content to the production. So take it. Yeah, check it out if you're into Chronicles of Darkness. I will link that Kickstarter right now. There we go. And basically, that's my spiel. Without further ado, I'd like to pass the floor to my players. We are currently down one player right now because she had a family emergency. So Shawnee won't be with us today, but she will be back next week. So everybody else, introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about your character, and then we can get on with the show. We will just go from me down. So Rune, you're up first.
Is it always me?
I mean, if you don't want it to be you, it doesn't have to be. We can go counterclockwise.
No, it's fine. Hello, I'm Rune. I play this Disaster Bard Marigold. Yeah. That's about it. I do art. I do the art things. So, hello.
Is there anything in particular you want to tell us about Marigold?
He is the most extra motherfucker to walk the planet.
He is very extra, so that checks out.
Are you looking for a character description because we didn't get those last time?
You can give one, yes, if you would like. I know most of it is on your face right now, but
that's true. That's true. Marigold is a extremely tall, like 6.5 feet tall, Drendali elf, and most of the time looks exactly like I do, but complete with a flower. He's always replacing it, like. So there you
go. Okay, so someone, Ryan was saying that you're pretty quiet, Rune.
Yep.
Can you turn yourself up a little bit or adjust a mic?
I can do that, yes.
Okay, perfect. Ryan, let us know if it doesn't get better. Alrighty, thank you very much for giving us that rundown of Marigold. Candy, you're up next.
Yes, I'm playing Kyloic Thorncraft. She goes by Kai. She is a halfling paladin, so I call her the itty bitty tin can. She's about 3 feet 4 inches tall. She is dark skinned with short, kind of shaved sides, but like these red dreads kind of falling across her forehead. And she is a people person. She loves people, but every once in a while she will get a little quiet and shy. And so you might notice that a little bit, but she likes talking to people and getting to know people.
Nice. I like Kai a lot. I think she's very fun. I just love the itty bitty tin can. Generally, we would have Shawnee here playing Shahu, who is a Manticora. She's a ranger. I know she's a drifter. I don't know too much about Shahu because we've only known her for one session, but I can't wait to see her again next week. Up next is Megan.
Hello, I will be playing Caravan. She is a blood-tainted Triton. Did I say that right? Yes. So she is like a fish person. She's very short. She's technically medium-sized, but think like dwarf medium-sized. So she's like 4'8". She's a little spicy girl. She's got a really dark red skin. So it's like darker along her back and lightens to the front, so it almost kind of pinkish in the front. Maybe like some little stripy things. I don't know, something cool. Picture something cool. And she has really long teal hair that I haven't decided what style I want it to be in. Maybe half shaved, I'm thinking could be neat. I'm workshopping it. That's it. She doesn't wear armor. She has a little backpack. She's just a really cool, chill girl, down to earth. Doesn't start fights. Doesn't cause trouble.
Definitely doesn't cause any trouble.
Press
Okay.
X to doubt.
So what I am seeing is everyone's saying that everyone's a bit quiet except for me. I do currently have my desktop audio up to max, which is what all of you come in on. So I don't know if everybody wants to turn their mic sensitivity up or something like that. That might help. And I can turn myself down a little bit, and we'll see if that
I'm putting
adjusts.
the mic directly in front of my face. Is that better? Am I screaming now?
Okay.
Ran and Ryan both yelling at me. Very rude.
So
Very rude.
just keep us posted, chat. It is always hard to tell when you first open up OBS. Sometimes it's just like levels, so that's always fun. But yeah, let us know if anybody's too loud or too quiet. Because it varies so much. I have everybody up as high as I can make them, but beyond that, let me.
I have adjusted my mic as high as it will go.
Okay. Alrighty. So, last off, we have Hiromi. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Hiromi. I am a freelance writer. I'm working on Scarred Lands. Not this part, but I am entirely too busy with that, which is both great and awful. The freelancer's curse. I'm playing Zasa, who is an Asathi wizard. She is the researcher's researcher. She has hyper focus, and she's not out to kill anybody. But if there's a problem, violence is on the table.
I mean, that sounds fair. That sounds fair.
And this dragon hat is actually in character. She has a stylish hat, and she believes in understated green eyeshadow.
I like to think it's an actual pseudo dragon that lives on your head.
I need to get you an actual dragon. Yeah.
One
I
day
did
it'll
paint
be
the
an
idea.
actual dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
For now, it's just like a stuffed pseudo dragon, like in a hat, kind of like when you wear like those little like raccoon hats. Like it's like that.
It's a plush hat around a dragonette egg, so it's an incubator basically.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for all of your introductions of yourselves. Last week, this ragtag band of heroes met at Nell's pub. Some of them had run into each other before, others had never met. Regardless of where they started out, they are now all in this together, which is a statement that is very hard not to sing. With a cheer of small but mighty, our crew stopped and attempted shakedown in the pub, only to learn that the danger wasn't done just yet. With local farmers in danger, the party tracked down a band of marauding Asathi with connections to the shakedown. They were triumphant, and that, puts us right back where we were when we stopped session 1. Let me get us over to the map screen for y'all. Boop. Alrighty. So, as we left off last session, a figure has walked out of the woods and started talking to you. You would recognize this figure as being the woman from the bar. So, a familiar face steps out of the trees, a tense smile on her face as she slowly claps. It would seem condescending from anybody else, but something about her puts you at ease. It is the one from the bar, the one who wouldn't speak to most of you before now. When her voice rings out...
Is the tree also clapping?
Yes, I would like to think so. When her voice rings out, it is clear as a bell, and the tree is clapping behind her. Because, as you remember, that tree is not a tree, but a sentient tree-like being. It is an animated tree. So, as we left off last time, she said, "You handled yourselves well. I'm impressed. You're untested, but you have promise. I have a favor to ask, if I may." And what do you do?
What kind of favor?
Well, that is kind of the crux, isn't it?
That's why I asked.
It's a big favor. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. I'm Sina. Just Sina. Nice to meet you. She holds out a
Hello.
hand.
No.
Hello.
And once everyone has introduced themselves, I caught some of your names in the bar, but not all of them. Can I get a rundown?
Kai.
Yeah, I can't remember if I introduced myself or not because I know it was just like an hour ago, but it feels like it's been a week. It's just so much has happened. So, my name's Caravan. It's good to officially meet you. I'm glad they didn't stab you because it looked like they were about to. I got stabbed and it sucks.
I'm glad as well that they didn't stab me. I do appreciate that.
I'll swap to Elvish, actually,
Okay.
briefly, and bow slightly and introduce myself as Janelor Silmare.
Oh.
But immediately swap back into common and say, Marigold at your service.
Cena would do like a little bow herself, like a bit of a curtsy. She is wearing a skirt. Good to meet you. And I know we did speak before, but this is a little more formal.
Hmm.
And then that is everyone because we're down someone. Alrighty. And so, after all the introductions are out of the way, she, pauses for a moment. She's like, "Oh, forgive me. I forgot. This is Groot, my companion." And the leaves kind of shake. It doesn't talk, but you assume that if you understood tree, you would understand it. So if you know tree, if you can speak tree, you can try and figure out what it's saying.
I can speak Sylvan. Is it close?
Yeah, I think you could understand it. You could at least get an idea. Basically, Groot is saying, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. That was quite a fight. All the other trees loved it." Or at least something like that. So, Cena kind of sombers. The smile she had on her face as she was greeting you falls. And she takes a moment to compose herself. On to the issue at hand. I do have a favor. Something big is on the horizon. Something that could change the face of Skarn. For if those who can do nothing, the Hag Queen will return. Her followers seek to rebuild her, find the pieces and bring them together, no matter the cost. The Earth Mother has foretold of great destruction if this comes to pass. My people are on the front lines, but the pieces of Mormo are too many and too scattered for the Ganges to find alone.
So I remember, I think, hearing somebody else talk about Mormo. Does that have something to do with what these angry people, oath taker people, were doing?
Very astute, yes.
I am very astute, thank you.
Yes, very, very astute. Yes, my people aren't the only ones searching. And as I said, Mormo's followers are trying to bring her together. And the ruffians you encountered were most likely involved in that, capacity. They were trying to get information from me. I didn't really think them important enough to try and defeat. They were just low-level, thugs, to say the least. But I did appreciate the hand. I didn't want to, come to blows within the pub.
Okay, so my next question is, since we either knocked out or murdered all of these guys, does that mean the farmers are safe?
Oh, good question, actually.
Oh, the farmers. Yes. They're fine. There aren't any more in the area. There are some, of course, there's more followers around, the oath takers. But I believe that your friends from the bar were only in contact with this little sect, the trio that was here. So I don't expect there to be another attack on the farmers or anything of that nature. At least not right now. They are attacking people. There has been trouble. There's been farmsteads razed, assassinations, poisonings. It's been happening on the down low. If you get the turn of phrase, it's not something people are really advertising. But these farmers, specifically these ones here, they are safe now.
Okay,
That's
good.
something.
Yeah.
So, bravo, well done. I do appreciate you, taking that step for me.
Well, Zasa, what do you think about what else she was saying with the Mormo, your mom?
Well, it would be nice to know more about how we can deal with her. She's immortal, which is not great when she's in a mood, and she's always in a mood. So
She is always in a mood, yes.
what do you suggest? What you seem
Well,
to have a plan.
I do. Not just me, but, many, many people. We need to find the pieces first. Usually, I wouldn't approach new adventurers like yourselves for such a task, but this area and the surrounding areas are just crawling with the poisoner's followers. There's too many for me or, the people I have working so far to handle them alone. They know there are pieces here, as do I. That's, why they were trying to get information from me. It's why I was hassled at the bar, why this raiding party is here, planning to attack the local farmers. It's all a big related web. They know what they are looking for, but not where it is. Not yet. I have too many leads to follow myself, but Earth Mother, help me. You seem like a trustworthy band. It's not going to be easy. It will be hard. It will be dangerous. And you will be required to travel far and wide. But you won't be the only one searching. I need you to help me find the pieces. Others, like myself, will be looking, but the more eyes on the ground, the better.
You hear that, Kevin? We're trustworthy.
All I heard is that we're in a band now.
Sounds like a grand adventure to me.
It will be an adventure.
I suppose there's no compensation except, fuzzy warm feelings in our hearts.
For the time being, my budget is stretched thin. But if we succeed, every last one of you will go down in history as heroes. And with that comes quite a bit of coin. I can't say for certain, how you'll be compensated soon. But I will try and, kick what I can your way. I have many different mercenaries and groups helping search with me. So, stretched thin, like I said. But anything you can find during this journey, save for, the pieces of Mormo themselves, is yours for the taking. Barring literally stealing from kind townsfolk. That's generally not recommended.
So what you're saying is you can't pay us, but the exposure will be wonderful.
Yes, the exposure. It will be great. You need to prove yourselves.
Ah, yes, that does seem like a typical fellowship.
Why is it always when somebody is
Stipends.
the world saved? They have no budget for it. No, we can save the world and we can go and fight immortals. But no, there's no budget for it, darling. So you'll just have to be grateful people notice you. This isn't my first rodeo, darling. There's got to be something you can provide us.
Well, you do drive a hard bargain, Marigold, but that is what I've heard of you. What I would say is that now, at this point right here, I don't have much. You can have 10 gold apiece. It's all I have. But I do know that in the places where the pieces of Mormo are, you are going to find many things. There will be poisons. There could be weapons. There could be riches. The places Mormo's body fell are places of great magic. And when you go there, I only need the piece of Mormo. Whatever else you find is yours.
So, am I understanding that you're basically giving us a treasure map, and the only finder's fee you're charging is for some immortal flesh bits?
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yes.
I think this sounds okay. I'm all right with. How far out is the first piece?
Not too far. About a day or two journey, depending on whether you go through the night. Your first piece is in the Warring Woods. A piece of Mormo is said to be within, and I think it is the one the cultists were searching for. It is not far, but the woods are dangerous, particularly for some untrained adventurers. I'm really at a loss, though. I have too many places to check, so that's how we get to this point here, really.
Well, it's not up to me. What say the rest of you?
I mean, I
I'm,
Aha.
I'm ready to go.
It does sound like a typical TA ship, or I suppose field RA ship. Well, maybe I can write part of my dissertation on this.
What's your dissertation on again?
Actually, what is your dissertation?
Yeah.
Well, my first dissertation for my original course of study was in how the metahuman body reacts to mind altering spells vis-a-vis humor, which means that when you cast hideous laughter repeatedly upon someone, what are the changes that occur inside their brain as well as throughout the nervous system? And it's really fascinating, as it turns out. When you repeatedly cast it on someone over the course of many weeks and up to a month, 37 castings is the longest I've been able to keep this going. What happens is that the reaction time slows a great deal, and eventually they begin laughing at everything, absolutely everything, which did prove fatal to one test subject because he thought that eating and drinking was hilarious. And as it turns out, most people cannot eat and drink and breathe at the same time. So this, I mean, in terms of research and analysis and data gathering, it was a complete wild success. But I'm not allowed to do further research in that study.
Man, it sounds like they should have read the informed consent better, because that's a lot.
But this one is, you know, my new research is more in tune with what kind of interesting things happen in the woods, especially what happens when Titan essence is seeping into wildlife. So this actually seems pretty in line with what I wanted to do anyways. It's just that now I have friends.
So right in your academic wheelhouse, as it were.
Yes.
Sounds like fate to me.
All right, we're in. Gold up front, though.
I am happy to hear it and happy to provide. She pulls out, little satchel. You see that she was correct. She wasn't lying. There is only enough gold for each, 10 pieces for each of you. Literally, that empties her out. She might have gold somewhere else, but it seems she's at least truthful in the fact that she doesn't have much. It's not like she pulled out a giant money bag or anything. She hands you each 10 pieces, and she puts the bag away. And at this time, she, looks around, just kind of notices that it is getting late. It was dusk when you got here. And she sees that you are all hurt. It, while it, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Time is of the essence. She knows that you can't leave right now. That's pretty obvious. So she pulls up a seat on the nearest log and invites you all to sit. Sit. We have much to discuss. I have some more information for you, and I'm sure you might have some questions. We can take a rest by the fire. I can give you a little bit more direction as to where you're going, what you can expect, and perhaps we can share a meal before you go.
Oh,
Okay.
seems fair.
Yeah. Not
Sure.
opposed to that.
After she sits down, she looks over and she realizes that the other two Asathi, who were just laughing like they weren't actually like dead, are still just kind of there, and she's like, ah. Actually, and she stands up and she goes over and restrains them. She has some rope. She ties them up, gags them, uh, moves their dying friend over here, um, and then just it seems like she's going to take them to the authorities after she leaves you.
I thought you were gonna say that she walks over and kills them. No. This is brutal.
No,
we spent a lot of energy making sure that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
yeah, I think you can get the idea that she's probably going to bring them to the authorities, but she might have questions for them first. So, it's not like she treats them kindly, but she's not, straight up murdering anybody in front of you. Not yet. And so, she sits down, she lights a fire, and she pulls out some trail rations. It doesn't look like much, but it is something. And if you all want to roll hit die for a short rest at this time, you totally can, because you are definitely short resting.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. And so, as you are rolling those hit dice, Sina starts talking again. You hear Groot kind of shaking behind her, and the tree like kind of bends over as if it was swaying in the wind. And for Marigold, who has kind of an idea what it's saying, you can hear that there's whispers, but you can't really make out what it is. So it's clear that the tree is whispering something to her, but you don't really know what it is.
Can I attempt to eavesdrop?
You can. I think give me an insight check for eavesdropping, because you're like
Okay.
investigating the sound, I guess.
10.
That's not bad. You hear the words "fae." You hear something that implies strong magic, and you hear the word "poison" repeated many times. It
Alright.
seems like Groot is trying to give Sina some, like more information. But that's all you can really gather. You don't have the framework of the sentences or anything like that. Just some keywords.
Okay.
So Sina, sits back, crosses her hands in front of her, takes a deep breath. Any questions?
How does Groot feel? Sorry, I would speak directly to you, Groot. In fact, I guess I will, with Sina working as an interpreter. How do you feel about this fire? I mean, it is a wood fire. Is this?
He does some shaking, and you hear some whispery sounds that do sound kind of like Sylvan, but they are a strange dialect. And Sina nods, and then looks back. It's not ideal, but humanoids require light, they require heat, and he understands. Usually I don't make fires often. A bit of an agreement we have, but I figured you might all be getting a little bit chilly. And the fireplace was here. We had this nice stone circle. Might as well use it. And besides, looking at the wood in the fire, it does seem to be dead wood. It doesn't look like it was taken from any living trees.
I see. So this would be more like a human eating pork.
Yeah, I suppose that would be similar. I mean, something adjacent, but not really all that awful.
Kevin, yes.
Thank you. I have a question, and that is, how will we know where to find the pieces? Like, do they give off a vibe that we can track, or?
A good question. On the whole, I will be providing you with general areas. Have many ears to the ground. I have people looking and telling me things. I have eyes, as it were, in the forests, but As you get closer, that's where my knowledge is fuzzy. I don't have any exact areas or anything of that nature. But as you get closer to a Serpenthold, which is what the area around a piece of Mormoro is called, there will be certain identifiers how you can tell that you're getting close, and you just need to follow those steps. Firstly, you might see that the ground is dark. If you examine the soil, it'll be darker than you would expect, as if an ichor has seeped into it. Also, there will be rich plant life. It will be vibrant, very green. It will look lively, which is sometimes strange given the areas the pieces are in. But taking a closer look at that plant life, you will find that it is toxic or venomous. It will be inedible. It will possibly have hallucinogenic effects. And eating it is definitely not advised. Please do not eat any of these plants. I mean, unless you want to party, but I don't recommend it.
We can collect them for later.
Party after it's done, please. The plants will bear sweet, poisonous sap, and although they'll be beautiful, any blossoms should not be carried with you, not unless they are sealed, as they can give off a vapor of sorts. Finally, you might encounter carnivorous plants, and so be advised, plants may not be what they seem. And on the whole, you're going to encounter more Titan spawn. You're going to find animals, plants, in general, just the earth affected by this taint. And that is how you're going to find her. Everywhere she goes, she leaves poison. And as beautiful as it may be, it is deadly.
Well, I've known a few people like that, so nothing new.
It is a bit extreme, but yes, the danger and beauty, I suppose.
How many pieces are we looking for?
Right now, in theory, one. I don't know exactly what you're going to find when you get there, but the pieces themselves are innumerable. I've upwards of 20, 30. That's why I have so many people looking. No one exactly knows how many pieces Momo was torn into, just that she was dissected quite thoroughly and scattered. I wish I had more to tell you there. I honestly did, because if I had that information, it would certainly make trying to find them easier.
Are the pieces themselves toxic to handle?
You should be okay to touch. If there is no ichor, if there is no blood directly coming in contact with you, you should be fine. But if it is a rather gooey piece, I recommend not touching. As the blood can affect you. It is poisonous in and of itself. It can, taint you, as it were. Your friend, Caravan, might know something about this.
Yeah, what if you're already blood tainted? Could I just eat it and be fine if I wanted to? Not that I would.
I still don't recommend it, but you're the least likely to die or be horribly mutilated.
If you do, give me time to get out my research implements first.
Sasa, duh. I would tell you first so you could record it.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
All right. So as you're, finishing up, it seems she's told you most of what she knows. The Serpentholds are dangerous places. You're looking for pieces, but you don't know really what pieces yet, because she honestly doesn't know. And as you're getting up, you've all rested a bit. You can choose to either start your journey now. You can sleep for the night. It won't make that much of a difference. But before she takes her leave, she does step aside and go over to Shaho, and you hear them having a quiet discussion. Will anyone eavesdrop on it?
I mean, how far away are they? Yeah, I'd like to.
It's not like she, brought her yards and yards away. She just kind of pulled Shaho aside, out of the main light of the fire, and is whispering softly to her.
Yes.
Yeah, friends shouldn't have secrets. Do you want perception checks?
Yes, please, please perception for me.
Nosy. We are all
70.
so nosy.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
she's not trying particularly hard to mask this. It's not like it's, a big secret. So you do hear her. But what you hear is this. Judging by your bow and your attire, you must be a ranger. Is that right? And, you hear Shaho confirm this, that she's, pretty used to the wilds. And then Sina continues, your friends will need you to lead them. The Warring Woods are especially dangerous for those not accustomed to the wilderness. Keep your eyes and your arrows sharp. And, Shaho agrees. But, it seems like Sina is still a bit worried for you all. She's given you this massive task, and she wants you to succeed, but she is sending you somewhere very dangerous, and that's kind of what you gathered from this. That she's worried that you're not prepared for the wilderness, and that maybe only Shaho, who has a lot of wilderness experience, will be, kind of up to the task of making your way even just through the Warring Woods, not even necessarily into a Serpenthold. So the Warring Woods are probably pretty dangerous if anybody wants to make a nature roll, a history roll. Is history an option? I always forget what all my options are here.
It is still.
Okay. Or an Arcana check. Basically, any of those will be good to get you some information.
They are all 0 for me. I think I'll
Yep.
sit this roll out.
I'm not. I traveled a bunch, but I'm not the sort of person who wanders through infested.
Kervin will lean forward and do a conspiratorial whisper voice. I think Shaho just got appointed as party leader, guys. Are we cool with this?
Well, obviously she has the most experience in wandering the wilds. I imagine that's the safest alternative. Unless anyone
Hey.
else is used to tromping through the woods, I certainly aren't. I take roads.
And Zasa, with your rolls, you do know that the Warring Woods are a mysterious forest said to be inhabited by strange magical creatures. Fairy folk, fae beasts, and even Titan spawn have been spotted there. There are tales and legends from around Derakeen that speak of numerous magical plants and herbs growing deep inside the woods, including some of the favored poisonous plants of Belsameth and the famed vision-inducing herbs of Irias. So basically, it is dangerous. It's full of fae folk, and there are some very special plants inside these woods.
I'll go ahead and convey that. And it seems very likely that we'll have, well, much to learn there anyways. Assuming we survive.
Yeah, do we need to go buy rashes and stuff first? Because it sounds like foraging could be real bad real fast.
Unless we all want to be stoned off our asses.
Well, I mean...
Who doesn't, right?
This party's getting crunk. Yeah, so, Sina, she seems like she's ready to take her leave. She goes back up to each of you, puts a hand on each of your shoulders, it's kind of one at a time. And as she does, she says, good luck, and know that Denev provides. If ever you need me, or if you find a piece of Mormo, just talk to the trees. They'll know how to get a message to me. And then she leaves.
Bye.
And so now you can choose to go back to town if you would like to get some rations, because it's probably a very bad idea to eat anything in this forest. And yeah, so it's kind of up to you if you want to just go to town, get rations, and leave, or if you want to stay in town and then leave in the morning. While it's a big deal to try and, you want to get there quickly, traveling at night is always dangerous, so.
I'm thinking back to town.
Back to
maybe
town,
rest the
absolutely.
evening. Yeah.
Shall we have a good supply of water, food, and maybe some bug repellent? They have that sort of thing. They make this sort of paste that you put on yourself and it keeps the bugs away. It smells horrible, but it's better than being eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Sounds
That's
like a
good.
plan.
Also, I don't want to sleep outside.
Oh, poor Marigold. You're definitely gonna have to sleep outside at some point.
Oh, he'll hate every second of it.
Okay. So as you head back to town, it's pretty uneventful. You don't really see anybody else other than, farmers going about their business. Deep inside your heart, oh, we saved some lives today, but, no one else knows that. Um, it's not like you're great heroes or anything. You did get paid 10 gold though. So that's something. Um, as you head into town, you do see that there is the general store still open late. It has about an hour left being open. Um, and if you go inside, let me know. Otherwise, you can do something else.
I would like to go inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the shop's still open. Let's hit that before we.
Okay. As you enter the shop, you see. Bless you.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
You see a not like a super old woman by any means, but she does seem like she's getting up there in years. Oh, hello. Come into my shop. Come on in. Oh, I haven't seen you before. Oh, wait, no, maybe I've seen you. Maybe I've. I'm not sure. What can I get you, folks?
We're looking for some rations.
Oh, we have those. Are you looking for regular or premium?
What's a premium ration?
Yes.
Well, it has a little treat inside for you, as well as, and she starts digging in a drawer and she pulls out, a couple of like nice looking packages. They don't look like the standard ration pack. And you see that there is, like a nice little sweet in there, as well as the meat looks like a higher quality, and there is kind of like some like dried vegetables, kind of like a trail mix, in there. And so it looks like a pretty nice little meal. It's still on the road food, but it's not, dry jerky and water.
How much for the premium rations?
Right.
Well,
I don't know. That's why I asked.
now stay with me, dear.
Okay.
Usually, I charge 5 gold for a week's supply. But I like the look of you folk. Barter with me. What do you think it's worth?
Oh no.
I'm going to kind of saunter forward a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, it's obviously worth the 5 gold. Look, there's all sorts of little special things, and obviously when you're out on the road, every comfort of home is important. I would feel bad asking you for less than what you've offered. However, we are all going on a very terribly dangerous thing, as adventurers are wont to do, and we will be buying quite a bit of food because we won't be sure how long we're going to be gone. So with
So you're
that in
looking
mind-
for a bulk discount, is that right?
Well, perhaps, but let's not say discount.
Oh, well.
Perhaps furthered patronage in exchange for a lessened cost.
If you say you'll be back,
We will
and you
be.
promise you'll be back,
Mhm.
and you'll tell everybody that you got these premium rations from Jill, the general store, then I suppose we could do 3 gold for a week's supply for, the rate stays no matter how many you're getting.
Hmm. Well, darlings, we did just get paid. That seems awfully fair.
I agree.
Do you happen to have, now this is just me speculating, do you happen to have, oh, what do they call it? I don't know the word in common. The paste you put on yourself to keep bugs away?
Oh, bug juice.
Yes, bug juice. Do you have any of that laying around? We are going into the woods.
I might have sold out. Let me check. And she goes digging through some more boxes. You see her like chucking stuff. You don't even see where it's going. Something breaks. And then she pops back up. Aha! Last vial. It should be enough for a couple days' journey for the lot of you. And she holds it out. It's a little decanter about yay big. It looks Goopy, but probably effective.
And antitoxin.
Oh, antitoxin. You did say it was dangerous now, didn't you? Antitoxin. I don't have any antitoxin, but I do have this. And she goes digging around again, and she pulls out just like a little bundle of herbs. You don't know exactly what it is, but if you want to roll a nature check or just a general knowledge of any sort, you might be able to figure it out.
Zasa or Shawnee. Whose character's name I've forgotten.
Shaho. I can roll for Shaho. She'll
Shaho might know.
Yeah, Shaho might know.
Zasa, do you have any idea what this is?
I might.
Let me get to nature. Boop.
I can roll, but you don't want me to.
Okay, so Shaho got a 17 nature, so that's definitely enough to know what this is. She steps up and tells you all what it is, which these aren't an antitoxin. These will not cure you if you've been poisoned, but they will give you resistance to poison if you ingest them. They last for about, I'd say, like an hour after you've ingested it. So, you can't, if you take it in the morning, it's not going to work in the evening. But it's basically one leaf ingested lasts for that hour. So this could very well last you the entire adventure, unless you lose them or they get damaged or something like that. But the bundle itself is probably going to be pretty pricey if you took the entire thing.
Well, we are getting a lot of things. How much does she want for the whole thing?
Oh, the whole thing? You certainly dangerous then. Well... the whole thing.
Just think, if we survive this, we will come back with the most amazing story.
Why would you say if?
When we survive this.
There's a high chance we might die.
But not on this adventure. I don't think I'm immortal, so maybe I could die. Yeah, but like, come on.
Thrilling. Think thrilling. Dramatics. If it provides a sense of tension. Of course we're going to survive. We're incredible. But
I don't want to be tense.
If we survive, we will tell everyone that you're the one who kept us alive out there as well. Jill's General Store, savior of the small but mighty.
Well, if you promise to mention me, business has been a little bit slow. 15 gold, whole bundle. But you promise to come back. I'm holding you to it. I will send the guards after you if you do not come back.
No, we will come back.
Okay.
If we end up going on repeated missions, we may just make you our main supplier.
Well, that's a deal, good sir. I think I've seen you before.
You probably have. I've been through before.
Well, it's a deal. Okay. How many of the weekly rations did you want?
Well, let's see here.
One per.
Are we going to be gone for more than a week, do you think? It is only a day, so let's say a week for all of us.
Okay. So a week for all of you. That would be 5 times 3, 15 gold. And then we have the 15 for the herbs themselves. So 30 gold.
For all of us.
Please and thank you.
Divided by 5. That's
6 each.
6 each.
6 apiece. Does that sound fair to all of you? Just so we don't, die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your bug juice?
Oh, the
yes,
bug
the bug
juice. We
juice.
forgot about the
Right,
bug
yes.
juice. 5 gold for the vial.
Just stepping out of character for a second, this is a kingly sum for level 1 characters, y'all.
It is. I gave you a lot of money, though. You can barter with her, though. She's just...
Miracle...
Or you can try and take half the vial. You don't need the entire thing.
Well, is anybody particularly...
Well, that would bring it to 7 gold each, right?
Yeah.
About, yes.
And we did just get 10 gold, so we're still kind of making a profit.
We are ahead.
What about, so how much was it total? Sorry, is 30,
That would be 35, dear, for all the supplies.
30 gold each for all the supplies. How about 20 in a song?
Oh, what kind of song?
And this is where Rune panics internally.
I think Mary is a hip hop artist.
No. How about a song just for you?
Oh, well, I suppose I could maybe be persuaded for that. Roll me a persuasion.
Sure. Can I please have advantage if I sing? Persuasion. Bless,
Yeah.
I did. 22.
She nods her head. You see her kind of looking off into the distance, like she's trying to place where she's seen you before. And she's like, I think I have seen you before. Oh yes, I saw you play last year. Oh, my daughter and I, we loved that show. Can you play that one song again? Play that one song again, and we'll call it even the 20 and the song.
All right. Well, who knows how long I've loved you? You know I love you, Jill. Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you want me to, I will. That one?
Oh yes, that is definitely the one. Oh, my heart reminds me of Bill. All right. The 20 is good for all the goods. I'll even give you a
Wonderful.
little,
Thank you so much.
a cute little knapsack to put it in. Hold on, let me find the
That's so
knapsack, dear.
generous.
And she brings out a little backpack. It has some frills on it. It's just a little like frilly bag. And she packages the rations for everybody, the bug juice, and the whole bundle of herbs. She puts it in what looks to be like a special waterproof bag before she puts it in. And she puts it gently on top. So it seems like you want to be careful with this.
Okay.
Guys, we can totally use that bag she just gave us to hold the goopy Titan parts.
Well, when it's empty, perhaps. But thank you so much, Jill. It's a pleasure to see you again. I do remember you and your daughter.
Oh,
You
you
write down
flatter
front,
me.
won't you? No,
Yes,
I do remember you.
yes,
Your
we
daughter's
were
little,
we were to the left, on the front. Oh,
little
yes.
red-headed girl, right, with the big blue eyes.
Yes,
Was that
oh,
her? No, I
oh.
absolutely remember you.
Oh,
She was
that's
so
my
darling.
Sally. Oh.
Yes, she's lovely. Thank you so much for working with us. Look, we will tell everyone what an absolute dear you have been, and when we come back, I'm sure we will have more business for you. So,
Tell everyone about Jill's General Store. Thank you so much, and good
Absolutely.
luck. Have
Thank
fun
you.
storming the castle or whatever you're doing.
it would take a miracle to kill us. Have a good evening.
And as
I
you
share everyone
depart,
out.
you see Jill going back to what she's doing, but she does have a happy smile on her face. You did make her day with that song.
I dance.
So, confession, I
Yes.
started this character off with 0 gold, so I was very sad that 10 gold was quickly evaporating. I appreciate the bartering. Thank you.
I'm not gonna bleed you dry. She was starting high, but I knew you could win your gold back.
So what's that down for all of us? So there's
It's
5
four
of us.
each.
Four
It's
each.
4 each.
There you go.
Yep.
Power music, baby.
Alrighty. So you've probably decided to stay in town for the night. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you do see that there are a couple of different inn options. There is an inn that has like it seems like it's attached to a bar. Like you see the bar off to the side and you see the inn, and it's very loud, very raucous. And you actually realize that this inn is attached to the back of Nervous Nell's. It looks like Nell does have an inn. She just didn't mention it because you didn't ask. You did ask about the basement, but it is not in the basement. So you do see that there is an inn attached to the back of Nell's. It seems rowdy, but probably pretty affordable. It would be, frequented by adventurers. And then you also see a slightly more classy establishment that is further down the road. It has some nice like marble like statues outside. It has some like twinkling fairy lights. It's looks like the classy establishment. It's very quiet. You hear some soft music playing from it. And these seem to be the main two options. You can try searching for something else, but these are the most obvious, oh, this is an inn type of places in town.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would it be possible for Caravan just to go back to that campsite we totally raided earlier and they had like tents and sleeping bags set up and just use those?
You definitely could.
Free?
Yeah, you could. That campsite is abandoned now.
I would like to do that. Everybody else is free to stay in a room, but I am so broke.
But Kevin, you don't have to sleep in the woods. I'm happy to get you a room, and oftentimes for the price of a song and a little bit of a dance, I can actually stay most places for free.
Well, it wouldn't
so-
be in the woods, it'd be in a tent.
That's a tent in the woods, Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get me a room, that would be great. I'm not going to argue.
I don't
with
mind
you.
at all. I mean, we should all be well rested by the time we go out and risk our lives hunting for the pieces of some immortal thingy.
You seem very caught up on the danger aspect of this, and I just think you're really overblowing it.
I could be. I am very dramatic. It's sort of my thing. Would you like a room? You don't have to share it with me.
I would love a room, thank you.
Great. Let's go find something to sleep. Nell, darling, is your arrangement still on?
Nell, you see Nell kind of like pop up from behind the bar. Oh, hello, Marigold, you're back. I thought you'd. I don't know where you really went. I was very busy. You
For a
see
walk.
that she's like bringing out like beers and like wine, and you know
I'll
she's
help her.
just okay. She's like, oh, thank you, and she just hands you an entire tray.
It was strength of 8. This was a terrible idea.
You do see that Nell's biceps are bulging. She is a bamf. And she's like, if you get those drinks, it's totally still on the house for you. Just get those drinks for me. Maybe perform a song or two, and
Okay.
your room is still comped.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're at the line.
You see
Marigold
someone
is, like, toddling.
raise an arm for the wine, and you know someone's like, the whiskey's me, the beer's me. You know, you are able to successfully distribute this
Wonderful.
liquor.
All right. I will settle in for an evening's set, and then I suppose everyone else can stay or not. But there's Marigold does have a room here, so I think it could fit all this.
Yeah, I'd say that the room you have, since it is a comped room, Nell did give you a little bit of space. You have been performing for the bar, so you have. I'd say there's 2 beds in the room. If you all wanted to share, someone take the floor. There would probably be room. Or you could, you know, have like 2 people in 1 bed each, and then everyone else like scatter on the floor. This wouldn't be a lot of walking room.
Well, there is a room upstairs. I don't mind sleeping on the floor. It's actually better for your back if you didn't believe it. But so if any of you are tired, I have to do my dues down here. But there's upstairs, second room on the left, with a little sparrow on the door. That was mine. So
Also, we're doing this like slumber party style?
I mean, it's cheaper. More like
Okay.
convention style, you know, when you buy a room and you split it between like 15 different people, and you're also the Tetris in there. Tetris.
I don't
in there.
know.
What's this?
I've never been to a convention.
Sorry, Tetris is like a Sylvan term. It means like to
Oh.
arrange carefully. Anyway.
Definitely a Sylvan term. Yeah, that's in the book.
Yeah, Caravan will go ahead and go up and pick out a spot on the floor and start napping. She's pretty tired.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head up as well.
Yeah. Zasa as well.
I'll stay downstairs, play a couple of songs as per our agreement, and unless anything happens while I'm playing.
No. I mean, it's always an eventful night at Nell's, but you've had a busy day. You're maybe a little more like lower energy than usual. Nell understands though, and you're able to just finish your set, go upstairs.
Yeah, it's a mediocre set. I rolled like a 12.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel that's about right. You've had a very long day. You scared a lot of people with bagpipes. You know, it's been a day. Got tasked with saving the world as a level 1 character. You know, you're tired.
Yeah, right.
So you are able to just go upstairs. You know, you get like 2 gold coin and tip. Somebody liked it anyway. And you know, maybe they just were really in a good mood, or maybe they were drunk. You don't know. But
I will take it and smile because that is what you do when somebody gives you money.
exactly.
Thank
So
you so much,
got 2
darling.
gold.
Good night.
So yeah, you're all able to go to bed, get a good rest for the night. And at this time, if we want to take a break, we can. Is anybody feeling breaky, or is everybody fresh and shiny?
Good to go.
Good to go. Okay, if we're all good, we can continue then. Figured that would be a good time. So you wake up in the morning. Is anyone in particular more awake than anybody else? Is anyone a morning person?
I get up early, and before I don my armor, I'm doing sort of this meditation type stretches, so sort of like Tai Chi.
Okay.
But what I do is I seem to stretch a little further than the normal person would.
Okay.
And you can see that it's painful, but it seems to energize me.
Very nice, very nice. So you're doing your extreme Tai Chi. And having a good time. Is anyone else doing anything?
I feel like-
Salsa's up early for coffee.
Yeah, I feel like Caravan would also be up early, and she'd be sitting on the floor watching Kai do this and just like sipping her orange juice and looking worried.
The extreme Tai Chi is probably a little bit scary to watch.
Yep, just a little bit.
just a skosh. Okay, Marigold, are you still sleeping?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not a morning person. I'm a musician.
Makes sense. As the 3 of you are awake, Shaho is also awake. You know, she went out for a morning constitutional. She comes back. She actually brings a flower for each of you. Just because she's nice. And after she comes back, you hear a soft knock on the door. Who answers it?
I'll run over to the door.
Okay. As you run over to the door, you pull it open, and you see that the young half orc who you had met at the bar yesterday is there. Drexel. He looks a little bit embarrassed, but he kind of like peeks around the door frame, and he sees you're there, and he's like, "Oh, it's you! I'm so happy to see you again. How are you?"
Good, Drexel. Are you here with Ash? Where's Ash?
Yes, Ash is he's still sleeping, but I actually have a favor to ask. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but is Marigold in here?
Yes, I'm awake. What is it?
Okay, so Ash is a big fan. I know he doesn't seem like it, all stoic, but it's, in private, he's a party animal. And I was just wondering, can I get an autograph? For Ash, not for me.
No, absolutely. And Marigold is like, goes from being like, you dragged him out of the bottom of the ocean and he's still communing with his ancestors, to immediately awake. And he's just bounces out of bed. His hair is, for some obnoxious reason, just perfect.
He woke up that way?
Absolutely. Like, eyeliner's still very carefully in place. Like, it's weird. He bounces out of bed and goes, "Of course, darling. Do you have something to write with?"
I do. Yes, I do. And he, pulls out, a little piece of parchment, and he pulls out a quill and hands it to you. And
Right.
he's like,
Ash
"So to
and-
Ash, yes,
Right.
yes." And
Ash,
oh,
E on the end or no?
no e.
Okay.
He's a simple guy. those monks.
And I could write something for you if you want.
Oh no, nothing for me. I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. He
Alright.
looks a little bashful.
Great. So I'm gonna sneakily pull another piece of parchment. There's an interesting thing about Marigold's sleeve, is that there's a little pocket right here, It's not in this. It's not in the actual prop, but there's a little pocket with parchment slips. Yes, the man keeps parchment slips for autographs in his sleeve. I keep bumping my
Shots.
microphone. I'm so sorry. So he just slips another one out very carefully and goes, "All right, to Ash, love Marigold, the little flower." Signs another one, but writes it out to Drexel. Darling, how do you spell your name? I'm just really curious. It's very unique.
Oh, with an X.
With
You
an
know,
X.
DREXEL. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
right. Love
It's a family
Marigold.
name.
Keep on singing, darlings. Anyway, here you both are, and I hand him the two slips of parchment. What is this? I've never had this happen in a D&D game. This is so weird.
He's very excited about it. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much.
No
Oh,
problem.
Ash is gonna be so excited. Best Valentine's Day gift ever."
Oh,
And
is it that day? It is that day.
it
Oh,
is,
goodness.
and he's clearly very excited to get his boyfriend an autograph for Valentine's Day. And
Drexel! Tell Ash I said hi!
and Drexel's like, I will, Kai. And actually, Ash did have something for you. And Drexel, reaches down into his bag again, and he pulls out a letter that is addressed to you, Kai. It's very written on plain paper. It is very nondescript, but it does clearly have Kai written on it. And he hands it over to you.
Where did you get this?
Ash, he wrote it. He didn't tell me what's in it. He was being very secretive, so he better not be trying to find a new Valentine. But it's for you. I don't know. He was being kind of weird about it.
Okay, well, tell him I said thank you.
I will. I'm so excited to get these autographs. Thank you again, Marigold. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course, absolutely, darling.
And he basically skips down the hallway. He is so happy. He has a strut in his step. He made his boyfriend happy tonight. Or today, it's morning, but whatever.
Does that happen all the time?
No, yes, sort of. It depends on where I am. Some people don't have a clue who I am, and other people, one girl actually cried into my hair. It was very strange. But no, it doesn't happen regularly enough that I do keep parchment on me.
Never.
Right. And I open this letter.
So I lean over all cozy,
So
I'm looming over you because I'm 6.5 feet tall.
Of course.
inside, you find a very neat and pristine letter, and it is addressed to you. And basically, the gist of the letter is that he knows that you both use a very similar weapon. He saw that you had a spiked chain weapon as well, and you're basically the first person he's seen in a long time that knows about using the spike chain as a weapon. And he basically wants to compare notes. He wants to talk to you about it. Maybe not today. He wants to be your pen pal, essentially. He misses Charduni culture. He wants to talk more about Chardoon with you. And while Drexel, is the love of his life, and they're very happy, they don't have a lot in common in that regard. They're from very different places, and he's missing a bit of home, even though home can sometimes be not great. And so it's he knows where you're from, and he kind of wants that connection with you.
Okay. Before we head downstairs, I'll pin a quick letter to him, saying, it's been so long since I've met someone from home as well, and I would love to be his pen pal. And so just for this first letter, I'll put down a few quick notes on my teacher that taught me how to use the spike chain, and some of the little secrets, 2 little secrets that I use when I'm fighting with it.
Okay, very cool. So you know, at the bottom of the letter, it does give you a room number. You know, basically where you can drop off the letter before you leave for the day. And he knows it's going to be hard to get a hold of you once you both go your separate ways. But now that you've made contact once, through magic, it is easier to make contact again.
Yeah.
Basically, if you want to get a hold of someone and you've written them a letter once, there is magical ways to write them a letter again, even if you don't know where they are. So you have now opened a line of communication with Ash.
Okay. And yeah, I'll just go like I don't want to like bother them, so I'll just go like slide it under their door.
All right, you and you got a pen pal. Alrighty. So after that, is anyone going to do anything else in this morning? Any plans before you head out? It is fairly pressing that you go out, but you can, you know, do something else, stop to do something, grab something, whatever you want to do there.
I don't think there's anything else that I need to do.
No, I think I'm good, provided a certain tailor isn't in town.
Not just yet.
Dun-dun,
Dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
dun-dun.
Okay, so you all get ready to head out. It is going to be about a day's journey. If you're pressing hard, if you're going a little bit slower, it could be a day and a half to 2 days. It isn't incredibly far away. Let me get you guys to the map.
Ooh.
We can look
Start
at
hearing that Final Fantasy VI overworld theme.
Yeah, exactly. You got to look at the overworld. Okay, so
Ooh, map.
yeah, here's the map. Let me make sure stream can see the map. Okay.
Oh shit, that's cool. Sorry, I love maps.
Okay, let me go to the map. So here we go.
Marigold doesn't give a shit about maps. Rune loves maps.
It's so big.
Yes, this is a very big map. Okay, so right now you're in Canton Town, and that is right
It's the same
here.
as this one. Eh.
Boop boop. You're right there. You're in Canton Town, and you need to go to the Warring Woods. I am being very broad with how much distance this is because I have no idea. But I'm saying this distance is about a day and a half to 2 days. 2 days if you're going slow, 1 day if you're going fast. And you know that this is where you need to go. You need to go to the Warring Woods. It's a pretty dense wood that takes up the kind of lower corner of Darrakeen. And you have learned that it is dangerous and full of fey folk and poison. Do you go fast? Do you go slow? What's your plan here?
Well, if time is of the essence, I'd like to kind of push it. Maybe right up until the edge of the woods and go into the woods fresh. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems sane. What does Shaho think?
Shaho thinks that would be a wise decision. Getting there quickly is important, but you would want to rest before entering the forest.
Okay. That seems good. We rush to the forest, we wait, rest outside.
Yeah, hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and
The hurry up and wait
mandatory
game.
fun.
Alrighty, so that is a good plan. You take a pretty punishing pace. I'd like you all to roll a con save for me.
Oh no.
We're doing this
Woof.
Oregon Trail style.
Oh,
I'm about to get dysentery.
Zaza Marigold die of dysentery.
Uh,
Oh, Kevin! Oh no!
everyone, except for except for Kai, who is small but so mighty, is feeling it. That you guys are really exhausted. Like you're about half a day in, and you are just tired as hell. Kai is pushing through. She's going. She's ready to rumble. But you're getting real tired.
Hi, how do you move so fast when your legs are so small?
I would like to die, please.
Shaho is also keeping good pace with Kai. They are like forging ahead, and you're lagging behind. It doesn't really slow down your progress. It does a little bit, but you're still making okay time. You guys just feel awful doing it.
Even my tail feels tired.
My hair feels tired. My ears wilting. I think my ears are wilting.
And so you get closer. You can see kind of the warring woods in the distance. You're all exhausted, but you've seemingly made it.
Love it if we made it. Okay.
So we'll put you here. Let me get rid of these folks. They don't need to be here while I get you here. No, come here.
What folks are you getting rid of?
Right?
Just the people from before. I'm putting you back to the other
Okay.
the other map. Nothing scary, I promise. Just before I get you here, I don't want a bunch of
You don't want us to start the campsite with hostages already in place?
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to be there. Okay, here we go. We're back at the encampment. So you're all here. You're all able to do what you will. Take a rest. Do any prepping that you want to do before you enter the forest. You do have, the night to basically do what you want.
I think we should set up some watches. We are very close to the woods, and based on everything that's been said, I'm getting mega danger vibes. And I don't want anything to come out and grab us while we're in Sleep Town.
Sleep down.
Wake me up when this journey ends.
Wait, it ended. We're here.
Oh, we are. Look at that. How fucking great.
You guys doing okay? Like, you guys look a little tired. No.
Yeah.
Your perkiness is obnoxious right now, and I know it's my issue and not yours, but I need you to give me some space.
My eyeliner is running. My eyeliner is running. And if anybody says about anything about needing to catch it, I will hit you with a ukulele. Yes, watches seem prescient.
All right, who's taking first watch?
You just stop punching my microphone. I'm so sorry.
Take first watch.
Right.
Okay, so Kai's first watch. Who takes second watch?
I'll do second. I got that good dark vision.
Okay, and how many watches do you want to do? Do you want to do 3 watches? Everyone going to take a spot, or how do you want to do it?
I only need 4 hours to sleep, and I don't really actually sleep, so if anybody wants to just...
I'm used to doing 3 out of character, but I'm also used to a different system than 5th edition. So 3 or 4, however, how do you guys usually play it?
Well, let's see, how time period wise, I can take 2 because I'm already awake because I don't need to sleep for 8 hours, so I can take the last one. 3's good.
Okay, 3
However,
watches.
if I botch my perception roll, we're all fucked. So take that as you will.
You
All
can
right.
always double up. I'm just suggesting. If someone's bad at seeing, maybe Shaho joins them. Or...
Oh no, I have dark vision. I'm just an oblivious motherfucker.
That's kind of what I meant.
All right. I guess Shaho and I can take the last watch because
Okay, you can join up together. Hopefully that'll help. Okay, so you get ready for your watches. Kai, you're up first. Everyone else is getting ready to go to sleep. So I'd like you to roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
don't fuck up.
Oh!
Oh no. That's the opposite of not fucking up. That is the exact opposite.
Thanks. Oh wait, is luck work on? I forget because I haven't done luck before. Is it work on?
Oh yeah, you're a halfling.
Which color?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think it works on anything. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna use luck.
Okay, you use luck.
Oh man.
Hair stuck in my lip gloss. I'm
Let's
dying.
see. Perception.
Oh, much better.
That's better.
All right. Oh yes.
Much better. Okay. So, you at first the night seems, pretty standard, but the longer you wait, you do start to feel
Distortion.
as if you're being watched.
Balls.
There are eyes in the forest. When you look back behind you, you see glowing eyes blinking and then fading back into the trees, but nothing comes out at you. It seems like somebody's watching, and if you had failed, you would not have known that. So good job on the luck. But yeah, nothing actually happens during your watch. You're able to do what you will, and then go to the next person.
Okay. No pressure. There are just eyes watching in the forest. No big deal. Cool. 14.
Okay. So you hear some strange sounds in the forest. What languages do you speak?
Oh, all of them.
I don't know if that's true.
Best answer.
1 second. Let me
Okay.
look. I speak. There you go. Azoth, Lydian, and Primordial.
Okay. So there's some like clearly words and sounds you don't understand coming out of the trees. If Kai passed along the message that there was eyes out there, which I'm sure she did,
Yes, absolutely.
you can assume that these words are coming from the voices in the forest, but you don't understand them.
Hearing words that I don't understand, my reaction when I don't understand things is to go to Zasa. So even though Zasa is sleeping,
Okay.
I will helpfully go like gently, just like, hey, hey, like the Siberian husky trying to wake up the people. Hey.
Yes.
There are words and I don't know them, and it's not because they're big; it's because they're weird sounds.
Okay. Zasa, what
Ownership.
languages do you know?
Asath, Lidden, Elvish, and Titan.
Okay. So, Marigold, with a 5, you're sleeping.
Yep. I'm technically trance because elf,
Yeah.
but
You're trancing. You're vibing. You're
vibing.
unconscious to the
Vibe
best of
check.
your ability. Time for a vibe check. So
Sleeping.
Zasa, you hear from the woods that this is Titan speak, and you do understand it. You
Oh shit.
you hear. Oh, hey, there they are. Hey, look at them. They're so cute when they're sleeping. Oh, they're gonna be tasty.
No, you're cute.
Oh, they're gonna be so tasty. Oh, did you see that one? Oh, I like that one. Those scales are. I don't know if we can bite through that. Oh, I don't know. And you just kind of hear lots of chatter. They think you're cute, but you also look tasty.
Great.
I think we're snacks.
Hey, we
I
are
check the
snacks. Yeah,
You're all a snack. So they're calling you snacks. And it doesn't like nothing's come out of the woods yet. Maybe it's just because they can't, or you're not certain. They haven't said anything one way or the other, but they're out there. They're watching you, and they think you look tasty.
Do you know what they are based on the way they sound? Like a bird call, but creepy forest voices?
So, fun fact. One of my cantrips is message.
Oh.
Hey, so when you said that we looked tasty and you wanted to bite my scales, was that you flirting with us, or did you have something else in mind? Because
You hear kind of some tittering, like, oh, they can talk too. They can hear us. They know what we're saying. Oh, that's not good. Go tell Jill. No, not that Jill, not the general store Jill. You know, Jilly. And you just kind of hear lots of talking. They're not directly talking to you. Like, it's like a bunch of kids who've been caught who are like not fessing up to anything, but you do hear lots of giggling and then like oh, I'm so hungry. So
Hey,
it sounds like they
who's
probably want to
Jillian?
eat you.
Who's Jillian? Hey, who's Jillian? Who's Jillian? I can keep doing this every 6 seconds. Hey, who's Jillian? Hey.
So eventually you do get a response. One of the voices, the one that seemed to be talking the most, is you hear one go, Pam, you have to tell them. And then they're not going to stop Pam. And then finally, who
That's
you
right,
assume,
Pam. I'm not
then
gonna stop.
someone who you finally assume is Pam is like, Jillian is our mom, and she's not very happy that you're listening to us. So you should go.
Oh boy.
What's your mom look like? Does she look like a piece of flesh? Maybe she's my mom too. That would make us siblings.
Oh, this wizard so
We could be
much.
related.
Well, I mean, we call her Jillian, but I don't know if she's really Jillian. But yeah, she doesn't want you here. I don't
Like,
care if your scales are pretty.
you think my scales are pretty?
Yeah, and you also look like you taste good.
I'll bet you taste good too.
Oh, thank you.
Zasa, you've been making a lot of noises for a while now, and I don't know what they mean. Did you figure out anything?
Yeah, so they're speaking in Titan. There's a bunch of those things out there, some kind of small chittering Titan spawn. They are saying that they think we look tasty, and I don't think it's flirting.
That's disappointing.
It is, but also interesting. And apparently there's someone that they call Pam, who's a mother, who might be the exact piece of Titan flesh we're looking for.
Oh.
Maybe. It's possible. They do not like my pestering.
I don't know why you're so charming.
I'm really good at pestering.
Zasa, you're too good for them.
That's probably
You're too good
true.
for small chittering Titan spawn.
But maybe we could be friends anyways.
Maybe, but not if they're trying to eat us. That's a bad friendship start place.
It's true.
Is there a reason we're having conversations at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Because people want to eat us.
That's normal.
No, it's not.
Wait, what?
So
Sleep talking elves.
nothing comes out of the forest, but yeah, you have gotten the distinct impression that there's some Titan spawn in there. Something that they call their mom, that they also call Jillian, not Jill from the general store, different Jill, is in the woods, and she doesn't want you here. But nothing comes out, and as your watch ends, Caravan, you are able to go to bed if you can sleep now. Knowing that there's a bunch of little things out there that want to eat you.
We'll see. She'll go ahead and wake up Marigold and Shaho and give them a rundown of the situation, roughly where the voices are coming from, so they can keep an eye out. And yeah, watch your backs, guys.
You don't mean that literally. All right. I'm going to, I guess, keep watch and play a little. I don't have Song of Rest yet. Whoops. I'm level 1. Cool.
You won't be level 1 by the end. Don't worry. Okay, so
New spells. Okay.
you do you even without a perception check, there really isn't much to learn here. Shaho is keeping watch. She is patrolling the perimeter, and you're both keeping an eye out, but you don't see anything leave the forest. It seems as long as you're outside of the forest, you're fine. But tomorrow you have to go into the forest. So, that's great. And, you see the sun rising, and the birds are singing, and they are all happy to see you.
Good, because they're about to be breakfast. No, they're not. I no. All right. So as the sun kind of peeks up over the horizon, Marigold will kind of nudge people awake. Get up. It's morning, unfortunately. Comes for us all. Terrible, dreadful fate, this morning thing.
Okay, fine.
Nothing happened. Shaho is doing a circle, and I stared into the woods for 4 hours, so we're fine.
Caravan's gonna get up and do some stretches, anticipating that there might be some fighting with the things that want to eat them,
How
perhaps.
did you do that with your back? Oh my god.
Oh, and she's deliberately doing it in view of Kai, just like.
You're both.
This morning, I have my armor on and I'm doing the same stretches.
Just to stretch off. I'm looking at her doing my stretches.
I'm horrified. Just standing there, like, brushing my hair, making sure my flower's in place, tuning my bagpipes, which sounds like hell.
once all your morning rituals are done, basically you have put it off as long as you can. You do have to go into the woods,
I don't wanna.
but you gotta. Let me drag you all onto the
But
map.
what if we didn't?
Oh, you gotta. I'm
Would you do
sorry.
it for a marigold snack?
Let me just get all your
What
tokens.
would you do for a marigold snack? I
There
don't
we
know.
go.
I'm not very clever. Yeah, I'll workshop it.
What would you do for a marigold bar?
This is a cool map that I'm sure we're just gonna walk through without incident.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it'll be totally fine. Nothing's happening. I'm only bringing your tokens there because they, reasons. It's fine.
Great.
There we go.
It's
Boop.
fine.
So, organize yourselves how you would. Shaho would be in front. She is leading the way.
Yeah, my ass is in the back.
Move yourself as you will.
Let me take the backpack though, because
Okay.
just in case something sneaks up on us.
All right, I'm in the middle then.
There we
All
go.
Don't you know?
It's
you
also
never
like,
split
no.
the party.
Oh,
Happens in the back, keep the party hell running. Asasa in the middle so she can shed some light. And you never let that damn bard out of sight. Sorry.
I love it. It's good.
Started that key too low. Ran out of notes.
Okay, so I do want to ask. I don't want to imply anything, but did you open that package of herbs at all?
Not
Absolutely.
yet.
I feel like we would have done the herbs before going to the woods, also
Oh.
the bug spray, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay,
idea.
I just want to make sure if those were all things
Also-
that you did.
Also, just out of character,
Mhm.
do the leaves basically just give you advantage?
Yes, you already have advantage, so you can ignore poison damage if you have the leaves.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
OP.
Yep. Basically, you already have
Yeah.
advantage, so I have to give you some sort of boon there. But yeah, basically you can ignore it, but I will roll, so it's not completely OP. I will be rolling a D4, or I'll make you roll a D4, and if you ever get a 1 on that D4, then you do have to take the poison damage, just the half that you usually would. So it's like a 1 in 4 chance to, or a 3 out of 4 chance to avoid a 1 in 4 to get the damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so just remind me that's why we're doing that. I'll try and remember too. Okay, so yeah, basically the bug spray and or bug juice and the herb, they give you advantage against poison in its various forms. And if something's trying to poison you by injecting you with something, that's where the bug juice comes in. If the leaves, if it's ingestion or breathed in, that's when you get the advantage. And for Zasa, it is a case of she can ignore the damage unless it's that 1 in 4 chance where it hits her anyway. It's just too strong. Okay?
Alrighty.
Those are your poison rules, so get ready. Alrighty, so as you're going through the woods, Shaho is taking point. She is keeping an ear and an eye to the ground, using her survival skills. Oh, she's doing well. And she's just keeping an eye out for anything dangerous. You do feel like you're being watched again, and you can hear the tittering of the Titan spawn that you heard before. Basically, they're just talking about you some more. You hear just some more like, oh, there they are. Oh, they look so tasty. Oh my gosh, Jillian's gonna be so proud when we kill and eat them. This is great, Pam. No, Mabel, you're great. And they're just, talking about you as you walk. Zasa's, I think, the only one who can understand, but you can all hear them. You just don't know what they're saying. Is anybody else going to, be keeping an eye out or, doing anything in particular as you walk?
I will. I'll be keeping an eye out.
Yeah, I'm expecting to get attacked, so I am actively looking. Probably not ahead of me for pit traps or anything, but probably along the woods for anything in the bushes that might come out and grab us.
Okay, so everybody
Keeping track of the
who's
names.
looking about a lot, do a perception check for me.
Sassa's probably distracted writing down names.
Okay. Oh, damn! So, because
Can't
of that,
sneak up on us.
because you all got nat 20s on that, in the
Holy shit.
forest, in the forest, you are kind of like getting closer to the sounds, and you see these friends here.
Hmm.
You see Mabel, Pamela, Doreen, and Ethel, who are the Titan spawn who've been talking about you this entire time. You can
They're
now.
kind of cute. I want to capture them in a jar. Mm.
They are quite small. You can now see, their little mouths move, and you still can't understand them if you don't know Titan speak. But they are, there and small, and they're looking like they're gonna eat you. You do see that between them is it looks like a tripwire of some sort. That is right here. There's just a tripwire. Let me see.
Suspicious.
Yeah, a little suspicious. So what do? They don't notice that you notice them.
I imagine I try to act casual, but I don't know that my friends have seen this. So I'll be like, just like watch your step, guys, and also your sides. Wink.
Do you know, I think we could use a little bit of music, don't you? Get ready my bagpipes.
Yes.
All right. In fact, this forest seems like the perfect place for a bit of an impromptu concert. I would like to make the most ungodly noise on this side of Skarn in an attempt to intimidate them to get them to run away. Because
Okay.
I guarantee you they've never heard a noise like this.
All right, go for it.
God's help us. Okay. Intimidation, here we go. It could be
Zasa's going to use prestidigitation to amplify it.
Okay. Roll with
Yes!
roll with advantage then.
Thank you, Zasa. All right, so intimidation should have taken first.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Okay. So you unleash an ungodly sound. You unleash, or perhaps this incredibly godly sound. I don't know what a bunch of evil Titan spawn would hate to hear, but you exemplify that perfectly. You create a sound that shakes the trees, and you see Mabel, Pamela, Doreen, and Ethel all just freeze, and they turn to you with these big eyes, and their little vampire teeth are like glistening, but instead of coming at you to attack, they do start fleeing. They just start going, taking their trap with them somehow.
Sorry about your encounter.
That's okay. If you nat 20 on an intimidation against a bunch of tiny like quarter level enemies, I mean, that's what you did it. You scared them very much.
All that talk of eating us, and they just run away when they hear a loud squonk.
You know, I love these things, but I really can't play them.
I mean, it sounds like you can, to great effect.
I'll take it. Well, that was easy. Bye.
And they
I
just
so love when you play.
Much better with my voice, I'm afraid.
and yeah, they are
If
just
Pamela
gone.
is still within 120 feet, bye.
Pamela hears that and she's like, "Oh my god, what was that?" And she's just so upset. Like you have scarred these poor evil beings for life. But you know that their mother is still here somewhere.
Sorry. Right, well.
So do you just keep walking? Do you do something else?
Yeah, I would keep going. I think we don't know exactly what we're looking for.
Move yourselves as you will about the space.
I don't like that you say that, Corinne.
Mm,
Map, please, Corinne.
mhm.
I mean nothing of it. It's fine. Look, Shaho's going. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. She's, thinks this is all weird, but she's comfortable with the forest.
I
Nothing's
think
happening.
we're just moving in a semi-tight cluster.
Yeah.
I don't really have a weapon to draw, so I just have my hands up like this.
As you do pass the area where the trap once was, you do see that there is some residue of what was probably a poison that was meant to trap you. Would anyone like to try and collect it, or you want to analyze it at all?
Yes.
I assume that was the case. So, Zasa, roll me a dexterity check to see how well you can kind of like get all of this substance into like a bottle you have without,
Dex wizard.
yeah. Ah, very good. Okay. So you're able to get about half a vial of whatever this was. At this time, you don't know exactly what it is, but later, during a short rest, you can analyze it. So put down one like half vial of poison.
I dare you to eat it. Don't actually eat it. Please don't eat it.
I'm getting really mixed signals from you, Marigold.
That's normal, darling.
You keep saying things are normal that I don't think are normal. You're really confusing.
I am. I'm a confusing person. It's all right. Look, the less you try to make sense of me, the happier you'll be.
Okay. She looks concerned.
Benevolent but chaotic is how someone once described me.
Someone? Was that someone you?
Yes, it was.
So,
Okay, yeah.
as you're getting closer, I'd like you all to the edge of this map. I'd like you all to roll a perception check again for me.
I don't want to. Okay.
We're just gonna see the flesh there, and then we can collect it and leave.
And it'll be
absolutely.
fine.
No.
It'll be fine. 12.
So, Marigold,
Yo.
Why is my perception not
you
working?
hear a voice, and this one is speaking a language you understand very well. In Sylvan, you hear, "Thank you for getting rid of those pests. I'd been meaning to call an exterminator, but you don't see anyone just yet. Do you keep looking?"
Yeah, no, I'm good. Marigold stops moving and like
Oh,
ears
sorry.
perk up.
Oh, Kai, I think you got that 21. You got a lot of things
yeah,
as
That was-
well.
yeah, it wasn't working, and I kept pushing.
That's okay. You were looking everywhere.
Oh my god! It's a nat 20, a 1, a 7, and a 1, a 2, and a 1.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So, Marigold, roll another perception for me. I'm going to see if you see what Kai sees.
Sure. Blink. No.
You don't see it, but you hear
I
it.
don't see shit.
So, Marigold, you then hear, "No matter what I do, that filth keeps coming back. No offense." And Kai, you see, boop, a woman, tree, a tree spirit of some kind. You see a very tree-like being step out of the woods. It seems like she kind of materializes out of the space. But she, doesn't seem to mean you harm, but she is, starting to block the path. Like she just steps immediately in the way. And now all of you can see her.
Oh.
Ah,
Hello.
are you Jillian by chance?
Jillian, no, I'm not Jillian. That's what they call the things in there.
That's what I thought, but I had to make sure. So I'm Zasa. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Fainiana. Good to meet you.
Poor.
Can we pass?
Well, that's not quite how this works. This is still my forest, after all.
Oh, do you want us to answer a riddle before we get past?
No, not a riddle,
riddles.
darling.
Oh,
As much as I want this taint taken care of, a toll must still be paid.
Oh boy.
I don't have a lot of money, and we spend it all on bug juice.
No, money, not something so mundane. Be more creative.
I'm still cool with the riddle idea.
I mean, perhaps a
Hmm.
riddle may do, but you would be the one giving it to me. I require a toll. Something precious. A lock of hair, maybe, or.
Marigold's signature.
What?
I don't know what those words mean, darling.
Your signature, Marigold. Like everybody wants it. It's in super high demand.
That's true.
Marigold actually, for half a second, freezes and then snaps back into, "Oh right, yes, I'm a bard." Well, I am a bit famous. But I could offer you perhaps a song.
You're
Or a
famous,
memory.
you say?
Well, in a small, limited area of Skarn.
Oh, that's very interesting. You know what? I think I've got a deal for you, Marigold.
Oh,
I'll let your party pass for a bit of your fame. You won't even know the difference. What's a few admirers between friends?
huh. Marigold pauses for a moment, looks down the path. I have something better for you.
Something better than fame?
Something even more precious to me than fame. Fame doesn't matter to me, darling.
Oh.
And I am loath to give it up to you because it is how I eat. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind, but I
Okay.
like food.
What do you propose then?
The memory of a song. I'll give you one.
Oh,
Never sing it
That's
again.
interesting.
just for me?
Just for you.
All right, I'd call that a deal. Play the song for me, and from here on, you won't remember it. It'll be mine, and that'll be it.
Let's see here.
What song do you care to part with?
One I learned from a tailor.
Oh. Well, tell me your tailor's song. I'd love to hear it.
This is where Rune internally panics for half a second, tries to think of a song. All right. Let's see. Oh, love is pleasing, love is teasing, and love's a pleasure when first it is new. But as love grows older, love grows colder and fades away like the morning dew.
You see that Fanyana, considers, and then she takes a deep breath, and suddenly, you don't remember this song. And neither does the rest of the party. It's as if this never happened. You just know that she's stepping aside. She says, "We have a deal. Thank you so much. What you seek is this way."
Oh, all right.
What just happened?
I don't really know. I think I was singing, but I can't remember the. Thank you. You were going to bring us to the
Yes, to Jillian. Yes, you can pass. The taint is right through that way. The gross, the Serpenthold. If you can get rid of it, it would be great. Thank you.
If we get rid of it, will you teach me how to take someone's memories like that? That was fascinating.
Wait, what?
Well, it's not really something that can be taught, nor would I teach it to one such as yourself. Anyway,
What?
Go.
Did I lose something?
go deal with it. And she just leaves.
Someone like me? You mean
That's what I was
someone
wondering.
green like me?
Maybe she means like a wizard, but I don't. Did she take something from me?
There's a gap in my memory. And that
Yes, she was asking for
usually-
something and then said you may pass. That's yes, something
means-
definitely happened.
Maybe we passed a riddle.
I don't know. Let's go take care of that Serpenthold before this place decides that a song isn't.
What's a serpent hold?
What?
Oh, that's the Titan infested area that we're going towards because
Oh.
this is a smart idea.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right. You pass through the area that had previously been blocked by Fanyana, and once the overbearing presence of the trees relents, you step into a clearing. The path has ended, giving way to a bed of ivy, brush, and plant life at least a foot thick. A few spots of sunlight pierce the thick canopy above, casting this new, lush undergrowth into a sharp relief. 3 pale pillars rise from within the greenery, mossy but lacking with the cracks of aged stone. And let me get you over to that map. Boop. And let me grab your tokens first. So you step into this clearing, and you find. Oh wait, am I missing somebody? Oh, I think Marigold's underneath somebody. Oh no, there you are.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Scandalous, I know. Okay, arrange yourselves as you will. Basically, where you're entering is just
Not
like at this
first.
bottom portion here. Shaho, as you step through, does kind of put out an arm and wants you to stay behind where her arm is. So, Kervin, you're moved back. And you two, Kai and Zasi, you are safe where you are right now. But Shaho seems kind of nervous about the greenery area there. And what you see is 3 pillars. These pillars are standing up in through the greenery. There is the bed of ivies and beautiful looking flowers all around them. But the pillars themselves don't quite look like any pillars you've seen before. And you can probably guess that these may be Jillian or the piece that you're looking for. And with that, we end today's session.
Oh. It's that time. I didn't
It
even
is
know
that
it was
time,
time.
2 hours is really short. Like
It
I'm used
is.
to, my streams being like 3 to 5.
It
so-
is. It's not a lot of time, but we work with what we have. Yes, so you did make it to the Serpenthold.
Yeah.
You have found all the poisonous plants, and you found the pieces of Mormo, it seems, but you don't really know exactly what they are yet. They just look like pillars, but you have
Great.
all leveled up. Because you found a
Yay.
Serpenthold. Good job. You also scared a bunch of pixies, and
Do we get bonus points for doing a pacifist playthrough today?
I'll think about it. And
Woo.
Marigold, you have lost that song from
I
or
have.
about January. And I would like to say, next session we might see January, so that's gonna be awkward.
Oh no.
But yeah, so I hope y'all had a good time. We're gonna do our regular closing out. I'm Corinne. I usually play on Roll the Roll. Tonight we have Age of Ashes starting at I think 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It might be 9, but basically it's soon. And then tomorrow we have Scarred Lands again. That's where our usual Sunday game is. That is basically my stuff. I'd like to thank Ryan again for his lovely music and Victor for his tokens and the bar and the campsite. He did a great job. And yeah, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go from the top. So, Candy, you are first. Tell us about yourself. Tell us where we can find you.
Yes, I'm Candy. I'm the DM of the Dicey Amazons. We play every other Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so not playing tomorrow, but playing next week. And we've got a lot of stuff in store for you guys this year. And so it should be pretty awesome. And I'm excited to share all the things with you.
That sounds super exciting. Thank you very much. Hiromi, you're second.
Hi, I'm Hiromi. I don't have a whole lot of things to pitch aside from books that you should go buy, I guess.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, there you can find me on social media as Hiromi Koda, and I usually do a good job of plugging my books there. So
Very nice. Very nice. Next we have Megan.
Hello, my name is Megan. I am a nerd. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Megan is a nerd. I will be getting a new computer next week instead of my 7-year-old laptop, so I can actually go back to streaming because that was fun and I missed that. But the next
Nice.
time you will be able to see me is actually here next week again. So look forward to seeing y'all next week, guys.
That is very exciting. Alrighty, last but not least, Rune.
Hello, guys. I'm Rune. I do the art thing. I'm a freelancer with Cubicle 7, working on Age of Sigmar. You can find me on social media literally everywhere as Rune Sale. I stream weekly here and Sundays at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard with a 5e game, and then I'm on Goldheart Gaming's Descent into Avernus stream every other Monday, which is at, I think, 1 p.m. So yeah, that's where you can find me. This is what I do.
Thank you very much, all of you. Everyone did a great job. I've included all the links that I put in earlier again. So if you like Scarred Lands, check it out. If you want the player's guide, I included a link to that, as well as the new Yugman's Guide to Gelspad Part 1, and then the link to the Kickstarter for Hunter. So yeah, I had a great time. I hope you all did too. And we'll see you next week. We'll be back, same time, same place, and have a great day.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Let me get to the right thing. This is always the hard part. Boop. Somebody say something. Oh no.
Don't harass pixies with bagpipes. It's rude.
It is rude.
But very effective.
Right.
You said but.
Oh, I like how